Let's lead off. You've changed your position.
Oh yeah, I did.
Like, I mean, not even, I was going to say, like, I don't know about politically or spiritually, but you've changed your position as far as like where your room is set up. There's a pegboard behind you. It looks like some organizational skills. You got like a journal behind you.
Yeah, if you can tell, everything is a little lopsided, just a little bit.
It's like a villain's lair at Batman. It's like
Yeah,
everything's just
but
tilted to that.
that
What
made
brought that
sense.
on?
Well, I don't know. I was looking at all our old videos, and it's like you can just see my whole room, like anytime I sit down. So it's like might as well change it so you won't see my bed. If you can tell, that's still my bed.
Showing we got that.
So that checks it off. But I just wanted to. I don't know. I had time, so it's like, what can I do without going outdoors?
What
Because it's
did you do?
dangerous.
How did you spend your holiday break?
Mostly just hanging out, relaxing. My room and I like plowed through Community because she never saw that. She's
I've
like,
never
I won't.
seen that.
Oh, it's
Saw
such a good
that?
show. Up till season 4, then it gets a little rocky. But besides that, we did I don't know. We played some games with our friends who we've been like potting with,
Cool.
and then I posted this on like Instagram, but like the day, but Christmas
Day?
Eve,
Christmas Eve.
Cass said, "Hey, do you want to go on an adventure?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, 45 minutes, not that bad."
I
Jump,
saw this.
we jump in the car, and she gives me a bunch of lights, and it's like, "Okay, we're gonna get hot chocolate, then we're just going to go." So I like start decorating the car, and we're about like 30 minutes, and it's like, "Oh, so we're halfway there, right? Or like almost there?" And she's like, "Oh, we have another hour and a half to go."
Where did you go to Big Bear?
We were like adjacent to it. Do you remember Pee Wee Herman, the movie?
Of course I remember Pee Wee Herman.
Do you remember that scene where there's sitting in that dinosaur's mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, we went to the dinosaur.
Where is that?
I have no idea. It is probably like 30 minutes away from Big Bear, but to the south. Like we passed it was a like diverging, like, oh, you can take this exit to go to Big Bear, or you can keep going this way in the middle of nowhere. Because it is literally in the middle of nowhere.
I
There's a
think I know what
gas
you're
station
talking
next to
about.
it.
So this is the most LA conversation ever. Okay, so you took the 210.
Oh, it was dark and I was not paying attention.
Good for you.
I was not driving. So I was just like, this is going to be fun.
What were you doing? Were you just like, first of all, congrats for just like being down, being like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna fucking whatever.
Well, she
Be
said it's
down for
like,
it's like, oh, and by the way, we're driving to murder you. You're like, oh,
oh,
okay.
okay, yeah, sure.
Oh, Merry
As
Christmas.
long as we're hanging out, I'm fine.
Just like the gypsy woman said. What a great friend Cass is.
She had this whole list of like, don't worry, this is just the first stop. We're going to find all these different Christmas things and we're going to take a bunch of pictures. And it's like, okay, that's fine. And then our Christmas Eve meal was Jack in the Box. Because
Yes.
we were both hungry and just like,
I've
might as
done
well
that
grab
before,
something.
dude.
Oh
I've
my
had
God.
I've had Jack in the Crack for Christmas. You know, like, hey man, this is sad, but I want an ultimate cheeseburger right now.
It was
Oh my gosh.
so
But here's the
surprisingly
trick.
okay.
You do I don't know if they even have this anymore. Oh my God, it's been a long time. You do the ultimate cheeseburger on the sourdough.
Ooh, interesting.
It'll ruin you. It'll make you believe in Jesus and then confess to him all your sins.
And say Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then what did you do? How was it being, away from family? You did that for Thanksgiving, but how was it? Was it like, were
Thanksgiving, I
you
did
wistful?
go
Were you
home,
like Jimmy
which was the
Stewart? What were you
mistake.
like?
This year, it was definitely like I had to get up at 7 a.m. because my family's on the East Coast.
Okay.
And they were like,
What
we're
happens
unwrapping.
at 10 a.m. their time?
They unwrap presents.
At
And
10, like your
that,
father a drill sergeant?
well, my mom is more just like, we're not waiting all day for you. So
All
just
right.
like we've always done it in the morning, like still wearing our like pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like we're just going to do it, and if you're up, you're up. So like I had my packages that were delivered to me, and I sat here on Zoom smiling. They don't fully understand how Zoom works, so they like propped me in the corner like I was a real person, and I had no view of anyone.
They don't understand how Zoom or just how a camera works because that's not really the function of the software. That's more the hardware issue. Like
Probably
put
a
a camera there. I mean, we've had cameras for about 200 years. So I mean,
They were still wondering where the whiteout was for the typewriter. I don't know.
Is
But
that right? I guess about when was the camera invented? Somebody look that up. Tell me.
you mean
Leave
the
it in the
two of
comments.
us? Oh, okay.
No, we have other things to talk
1934.
about.
I won't say it right now. But besides
So,
that, it
did
was
you get
fun.
what you wanted? Did you get? Were you like
I
surprised, or did you just kind of like, here's my list, go shop? Christmas has kind of turned into shopping. It's like,
Yeah,
here's what I want, go buy it.
I've always thought like giving gifts is kind of like the the idea of getting gifts has kind of been redundant because we have Amazon and it's so
Hmm.
easy to just like at a click get what you want. So it's like nowadays it's not like I could just get this for myself or I could tell you what I want. Um,
So I mean, gift giving for me has I've always been very extravagant with gifts.
mhm.
And when I say that, it typically means I haven't always had money.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like I'm loaded now, but I definitely have the ability to buy more stuff. Like I bought Traveler stuff that I wanted as a kid, 100% vicarious living. I was like, here you go,
Did you
dude.
then go? It's like great, thank you very much.
Yeah, I was like, well, like the big present, and we just like 100%. We were on the fence, like, what are we gonna do about Santa? Like, do we want to do this? Do we want to talk about here? Here's this imaginary person fooled you, you sucker. It's actually me. I didn't know what we were gonna do, and I now understand that Santa exists 100% for the parents.
Mhm.
100%. Kids are like, I don't care, man. Whoever gives me the shit, that's what I want.
Mhm.
Give me what I want. I don't care if it's you. If a man breaks into my house to do it, I don't care.
I don't care if it's the hobo
So
down the street that looks like him.
dad is officially Santa.
Mhm.
And so like Pam goes to bed and I learned I did arts and crafts. I learned how to do
So
this
much
thing
glitter.
where you take glitter and glue,
Oh, I was right.
or it's called what's it called? Not embalming fluid. That's a wholly different thing.
That's not for Christmas.
It's oh man, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, you embossing dust or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And it's like this gold glitter. And so there were all these. We had a lot of these presents under the tree this year, and which was for me, dude. Growing up, I got if I was lucky, I got two presents, like total. One for my
Mhm.
grandparents, one for my entire family. I just didn't have it. I remember one year, Christmas Eve, my dad got some bonus check, and it was like, let's go to the grocery store real quick, and everybody pick out one thing that they can get. And it was like, we're gonna be able to pay our water bill, and Troy gets a transformer. It was like that.
Do you remember which one?
So my first one, my first transformer was Jetfire,
Ooh.
and the big transformer, and then I got a bunch of like knockoffs. They're like, these don't transform; they just kind of flip open. It's like you can get me a GoBot. That I would
Mhm.
rather have a GoBot than a shitty transformer. Look it up. So there was this one moment I was sitting in, and we had our Christmas tree in the uh our library, which is like Pam's office, and it's kind of like it's our hub for the home. Like Traveler plays in there, I read in there, Pam works in there. It's the smallest room in our house, but it's where we congregate. And I'm sitting in there, and that's where a tree is. And I look, and there's just all these presents, and there's presents to friends, and Mimi and Pop sent their presents in, and Mima sent her presents in. So it's just basically just Traveler's treasure trove. I'm sitting there looking, and I was like, man, I'm really grateful, and I got a little misty just because I work really really hard, and I love what I do. But at the end of the day, all that really matters is, and Christmas has looked weird for me a lot of times, man. It's been something that I haven't wanted to celebrate, and I've been in a position to where you're like, I just kind of want the holidays to be over.
Mhm.
And it's very true that kids make Christmas new again, and I was so excited for him, and like the glory of Amazon. And if you are watching this and you are a post worker, a mail carrier, work for UPS, DHL, FedEx, Amazon, thank you for your service, because you people busted your ass so that dads who had a last minute gift for their son or their daughter or their wife or their friend, um, there was not a single present that we got that was missed. And there are people working on Christmas Eve, and I think probably Christmas Day. Like, your present's going to get there. And it's the stupidest stuff. I was like, oh, by the way, I forgot to get batteries for all of the shit. It's like, no problem, we got your batteries. I want to say thank you to everybody that worked their ass off to make sure that people had gifts to open this year. Thank you so much. But 2 days before Christmas, so Christmas Eve, we're at a dog park,
Okay.
and that's not a real term, I'm just using it. We're at the
Dog
dog
park?
park.
I've never heard of a dog park before.
Come on, you've
No, I'm
lived in
joking.
LA for how long? Dog parks are everything, man. It's a park that people now. The dog park that we go to is an ad hoc dog park.
Okay.
Say that 10 times fast. It's not really a dog park. It is a park that people bring their dogs to. A proper dog park is like the one off of Mulholland, where it's like it's all fenced in, and dogs can be off leash and not get a ticket for it, and they run around, and it's dusty and terrible.
Perfect for dogs.
Perfect for dogs. It's really, really great. You should go there and just hang out. It's awesome.
Find a dog.
Don't go by yourself because that's weird.
Yeah.
If you went without a friend and without a dog, that's just like, why are you here? It's like, I don't know,
don't
man. I just
know.
want to see what a dog park looks
I
like.
thought dogs were here.
So we're there, and there's like the dog park where everybody is, and then there's like this beyond the dog park where like it's just an open field. And there are these two kids, maybe 10 and 5, or 9 and 5, I don't know. And they're playing with these badass RC cars. Like these things are going, you could get them on the 101. They're like hauling ass and jumping and doing flips. And Traveler is mesmerized. He can't, he's like, and he's laughing and he's squealing and he's just like, go monster truck. And he's like just screaming for it. And Dad goes to Amazon. And this kid comes up to me. He was like, they're called, you want to look them up? I was like, yeah. He goes, they're called Trax. I was like, okay. He goes, it's spelled with 2 X's. I'm like, okay.
Was this
So I
kid wearing
look
a
'em up.
backwards hat? Is this guy trying to sell you his tracks?
Kind of. I was like, is this like an Amway deal? And like, you're trying to, it's like, and by the way, you can sell them too.
Whoa.
And he brings me in and he's like, he goes, they're heavy. He goes, and they're really expensive. And I looked at him, I was like, look, kid, what's expensive to you is not expensive to me, okay? And I look at
Did
him, I
you
was
throw
like,
a
these are
50 at
fucking
him?
expensive. I was like, oh my God. And it's a whole culture. If you know what we're talking about, Trax, they're like, they're every part is replaceable and interchangeable, and you can mod them
that's
out.
pretty cool.
They're insane. Like, pull them up real quick. TRAXX. If you just these things
Are you trying to sell me on this now?
no, yeah, a Trax Rustler. These things are like that's the cheapest one that I could find right there. But this one's like $400. There's one that's $1,000. They're stupid. I couldn't get a Trax mainly because I was like, I don't know if Traveler's gonna even want to touch this, and it's also there's no way it's gonna get to me in time. But Amazon has like the GoBot version for like way less. I was like, all right, if I get this one, this is gonna be a big present from Santa. Pam knew nothing about this. We waited that one till last, and dude, we have had so much fun. I will admit, within the first 2 minutes, I took my son out inadvertently. I was learning how to steer, and it was going really fast. And Pam has it on video. And Daddy got it too close to Traveler and clipped him in the shin and took him down. He's okay, but he was like, I was like, okay, so Dad needs to learn how to steer better. But he's like, we had so much fun. So yeah, there's a lot of presents that I got that was like, this is 100% for me. But it's for us to do together. I got French flashcards, and we've been doing French together in the morning.
Nice.
He got all this stuff. I got I have a strange obsession ever since I was a kid, Porsche 911. And Pam's like, absolutely not. But she got me this badass book about Porsches. She like, and I texted a friend, and I was like, in order to truly appreciate, one must fully understand. And so it's like, let me learn the history of this car before I just, anyway.
I got a present like that once, which probably is one of my favorite memories. There was
A book
one,
or an RC car?
kinda in the middle. There was one year that I was super obsessed with like James Bond, so I was like, I want an Aston Martin, and I looked at my
my
dad. It's like,
God.
Dad,
DB7 or DB9? Do you remember?
the original. I don't know like the number, but like the ones that the first Bond had. Sean Connery. But like I kept talking
Yeah,
about it,
dude,
like
for
kind
what?
of as a joke. And then Christmas came around, and like one of the best presents I had was just this like play car that I never took
Hell
out of the
yeah.
box, and I was just like, you guys actually listened. So
Dude.
it sat on my shelf for like forever because like that's perfect. I have one now. I can tell my friends I have an Aston Martin.
So that's exactly it. This is
Mhm.
what Pam has taught me. I used to just throw money. This is where I was going with all of that. This is where I used to throw money at gifts, and it would be
Mhm.
like last minute. And be like, I don't know. Hopefully, I can impress you with something that I spent money on. And Pam was like, no, that doesn't impress me. What impressed her, if I would be like, here's a button from the store that you said you loved. And when I remember in a conversation, oh, hey, just an offhand comment, and guys and girls alike, whatever. If you want to be a good gift giver, the best, exactly what Tom is talking about,
Listen.
just listen
Mhm.
and make a note, put it in your phone, whatever you got to do. They're like, oh, that's a cute purse. Oh, man, I love that hat. Or I want a Porsche 911. I want an Aston Martin. Hey, I can't get you an Aston Martin because it's a $275,000 car.
Maybe next year. It's fine.
But here's a model of it just to show you that I listen. That shit right there goes miles, 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 miles. There's never, I learned this, there's never a reason, like I have no idea what to give you, then you haven't listened.
Mhm.
And well, they haven't told me anything, then you haven't asked. It's all about conversation. If I don't know what Pam wants, it's not her fault. It's my fault for not going, what are you into? Hey, what do you think of that? Starting conversations and just going like, what do you want? It's like, it's so stupid. I got all this dude, I cooked.
Ooh,
Oh,
what you
I
what? Here's
cooked
my question: what do you have for Christmas Eve? Like, what is that meal?
food. Dude, I think we did burritos.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. And then
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. What was Christmas Day? I could tell you exactly. Boop, boop, boop.
Because I think I've never had like a traditional like Christmas meal. Like Thanksgiving,
No.
it's
Take
turkey.
that back. Take that back. Christmas Eve would have been turkey burgers,
Ooh,
Turkey Burger Thursday, and Friday we did Christmas burritos.
what is in a Christmas burrito?
Burritos that you have on
okay,
Christmas.
great.
Maybe a little bit more warmth. Yeah, I like we have because we have like meals for every. I'm telling you right now, people are like, you're boring. I'm like, yeah, you know what else? I don't have to deal with like, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? Never have to have that conversation. 90% of arguments start with what do you want to watch or what do you want to have for dinner? You eliminate those two things. Like we're into this show, we know what we're watching. Watch The Flight Attendant, by the way. Have you watched it?
No, what's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
not
want to be
good.
overly critical because I'm glad that
Oh,
people
okay.
are working and somebody made the show. The premise is incredibly smart. I just can't decide if Katie Cuoco is like genius or just really not good.
It's on the
And I don't
border.
know. But one of the girls from Girls is in there.
Mhm.
She's a knockout. She's great. Rosie Perez is swinging for the fences. She's okay. But my girl Merle Dandridge is like the best thing in it. She is awesome. She plays this badass FBI agent. 8
Woof.
degrees. It's fun. It's just a super smart premise. The premise is a flight attendant flirts with a guy on a plane. They land in Bangkok and get down with it together. She wakes up the next morning and he's dead.
Oh,
And so she finds herself wrapped up in an international conspiracy.
is it kind of
There it
like,
is.
is it Gone Girl ish
No,
or like Girl on the Train?
no.
Oh, it's bigger than that.
What's Girl on the Train? Wait, what's Girl on the Train?
Girl on the Train is like, I think that's what it's called. It's like Gone Girl basically. It's the same type
Well,
of
Gone
series.
Girl is no, like this guy's dead.
Okay.
100% dead. But the premise of it is that he continues persistently to exist in her imagination as they're
Oh.
trying to solve his murder.
I love when they do
So it's
that.
like Father Dowling Mysteries, except instead of Tom Bosley, it's some, good looking dude that she banged. Anyway, really, really smart premise, very stylized. Like they do like a 4-up, kind of like 24 kind of shots and stuff. It's just it's so plot heavy, and
I
every
see.
character thing they try to do is just like feels tacked on. Like, well, we got to give this person an arc. Oh, we'll make her an alcoholic, but there's no way that she's an alcoholic. She's just
That's her character.
if Katie Cuoco partied as hard as she does in that show, she would not look like that. Either that or she would have to do copious amounts of cocaine because
Well,
she is just a lazy, it's self-admittedly, but she drinks like a bottle of vodka in a scene. You're like, no, you don't. Anyway, so we watched that.
I don't know.
But we also have like Monday is barbecue chicken salad. Tuesday is steak taco Tuesday. Wednesday is she's going
I
right
see.
now.
Yeah.
She goes to our fish market and we do poke bowls on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be Turkey Burger Thursday because it's fun to say. Friday is going to be Fiesta Bowl Friday, which is another salad. Saturday is going to be burritos. Sunday's pasta. I got this shit on lock, and I'm telling you, it makes your life easier. Life has a lot of decisions you have to make.
Might as well cut
Don't
them
make
down.
dinner one of them.
Yeah.
Like Grubhub, scrolling. What do I want? No, we did pho the other night. What do I want to? What do I feel like doing? God, it's so expensive. And
It seems like
it's so
most-
expensive.
Yeah, most like decisions nowadays just scrolling through something trying to find something. Like looking for a new show on Netflix, it's just hours of like, I don't want to watch that. That looks dumb. And then end up you just watching something you already know.
I do even do that. We went through Veep again because it was just I want to watch something. I finally got to play something.
Oh,
my
what you
God. I've been playing the Pathless, and dude,
Isn't that such a fun game?
it is so fun, so rewarding, so meditative. I was thinking about this
Relaxing.
earlier when I was like, I'm going to talk to Tom about this. I found it to be meditatively, not mechanically and narratively, but I found it to be meditatively what I wanted Ghost of Tsushima to be.
I see. Like
To where it's just kind of like, let me roam and just do stuff.
like atmospherically kind of feeling.
Yeah, just like, I'm going to go over here and super simple mechanics. Red is point of interest. Gold is something that I can, is going to benefit me. I fucking care about that eagle. Oh my God. That spirit eagle is like my buddy.
You got to pet that eagle every once in a while.
Oh my God. Yeah, just stop and just pet the eagle. I'm going to pet that eagle just because I love you.
There's a dedicated button to petting eagles.
Yeah, D. Square.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing a lot of just roaming around and just trying to get as many of the things. And what's so funny is like I play it on PS5, and it goes, "You're 18% done." I was like, "I'm on the last guy." What do you mean 18%? Like I feel like I've been trophy hunting like crazy and finding it's so rewarding. You're like, you found something that nobody else ever found. Like really, it's like, yeah, you're 18% done. I'm like, damn it.
Well, that's the guy who gives you a gold star and then tells you to shoot to give the next person a gold star.
Yeah, I was like, well, he didn't. Oh, this is a participation award. The score is, I got to give mad props to my boy Austin. It is, I think it may be his best score.
It's
It
really
is
good.
so, everything about it. Pam sat back here and she was like, I'm going to watch you play. She was out because she just put on, I was like, here, you can wear the headphones. She put on the headphones. She was just like, oh, like head open. It was just so beautifully hypnotic. Anyway, so I'm playing the Pathless.
How is the PS5? Like working?
Oh yeah, it's working great. Been playing some Miles Morales. Boy, they intentionally make the mechanics clunky until you start really progressing through the game.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense
I
because
felt-
he's just starting out, right?
Yeah, and I get that, but I feel like that was done best in just the animation sets when he's flying through. Like he doesn't swing through like Peter Parker does, right?
He's
got
flailing
that kind of like
around.
flailing. I love that. But even I feel like the buttons weren't as responsive as I was like, look, if you teach me how to do something, if you teach me a takedown, then when I press circle and triangle, that shit better
learn to
happen
do
in
it.
real time.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a little bit clunky. I feel like I'm constantly forgetting how to just do the simplest stuff. And I didn't know. I was like, I don't know if that's just me was like, well, remember, you can, press L1 and R1 at the same time and also tap triangle 3 times, and that'll do this one thing. I'm like, I don't, dude, if I'm in the middle of a brawl,
I'm not going to be thinking about that.
no. And that's why I really loved, like, I know it's such a cheat, but like Arkham Combat system or even Assassin's Creed is gotten away from what it was, where it's just like this thing timing parrying is so much better. And I know that Miles Morales is doing that. It's like wait, but it's like no, you're telling me these guys will wait around for me, and so I'm having to bring the fight to them. And it's
Well,
basically just me going L1 R1 constantly.
yeah,
And then when I power up, do my Venom strike and shit.
it's almost just like a waiting game. But like the great thing about the Arkham Combat is as the games progressed, it got more complicated, but stayed as simple. Like you can just keep doing the parry and punching, or you could do the quick gadgets.
Sure, like using your batarang and stuff like that was way more. But like that's why I go back to like Mordor, like that. It kept that mechanic of just like if I time this right and I do up, then I can start doing some fancy stuff, and I'm fine with that. But I still love for my melee combat to be effective.
Yeah,
And I just felt like I feel like I'm like there's a huge learning curve all over again. I feel like I got it with Spider-Man the first time, but this is like it's all gone. Which narratively, look, that's cool design to have it be reflective of Miles Morales.
it's better than just all of a sudden, hey, where'd all my stuff go?
Yeah, I'm like God, I can't do anything. And even just like swinging through, but I'm finally at the point where it's like it is an ADD dream or a nightmare because it's like okay, I'm gonna head here and I'm gonna go help Uncle Aaron. And oh, crime in progress, dude. I don't know what I did, but a driver got shot in the head, and it was like the driver died.
Wait,
I was like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. And they're like, see how you like this, Spider-Man? He goes, bang, and he shot the guy in the head. And then it fades to black, mission fail, and I'm on the phone with my mom. Is like, anyway, Mom, what were you saying? And I was like, ooh, ooh.
just completely
Yeah, there
scarred.
wasn't unique dialogue systems, written for. Oh, and by the way, here's what we're gonna say in case. Sorry, Mom, I just saw a driver get shot in the head because I fucked up.
It's
Oh
like
my
I'm
God.
playing a video game. Don't worry.
Playing a video game, Mom. So I've been taking a break on socials a lot. I've been
I mean, now's the time to do it.
Now is the time to do it. I've just been I still get brought back. Like I'm doing the thing where I wake up every morning and I get my cup of coffee and I sit and I've been reading this Alan Watts book and I'll do my French and then we wake up and we'll play trucks and cars with Traveler or whatever. But then, going through Twitter, so even just a very interesting exercise that I've done in the last couple months where I will say trending for you. And then I go, I wonder what's trending in the rest of the world. And there's so much stuff that's like still catered towards me. Obviously, there's still an algorithm that's at play, but it's not like anything that's really pertinent to me. It's like,
Yep.
and it's a really interesting exercise to remember that this is a lens that is being focused for you. But you are establishing all the parameters by which the lens should be focused. So if you want just a quick reality check, just tab, I think it's 3 now over because you have the U.S. elections, news, and trending in the rest of the world. And it's stuff like I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that is. I don't know where that is. I don't know what that is.
I think the trending for me is like broken because there's so many things that pop up and it's like I have no interest in this. Like the Sixers are going to the Super Bowl. And it's like it's
But that's
December.
trending for you?
Yeah, and it's like I don't watch football. Why is this for me? And then there's things that I'm interested in. It's like, oh, this game just got announced. Surely it's trending somewhere, and it's just nowhere on there. And just like Twitter, you don't know me at all.
YouTubers. I kind of like that, man. Actually, I think that's cool. That means that you're not providing the Orwellian machine with enough.
I just wish someone knew me.
It might as well be Twitter.
Yeah.
I definitely think that has been a good it's been a good exercise for me to do. Um, but something else that I kind of want to talk about as we wrap up this year is even Netflix has this thing like Death 2020. Is that what it is? The Netflix
Yeah.
show?
There's like
I
Death
haven't
of
watched it.
2020.
So
There's like Fuck 2020. There's a lot of like those things just like this year sucked. Even in like campaign promotional ads for a bunch of companies, it's like, so 2020 wasn't that great. Like everyone's just doing a little
so
jab.
here's what I've been noticing. Hashtag fuck 2020. Somebody even put out is like, do you think everything's gonna be different January 1st? The reality is we are on a spinning ball of rock that spins around that ball of gas. And it has been doing that for billions of years, regardless of what's happening on the surface of this spinning ball of rock, regardless of disease, war, famine, plague, pestilence, presidents. Doesn't matter.
Is that all four horsemen?
That's all four.
The president.
I find comfort in that. This thing just keeps keep doing what it's doing around that thing. And it's going to do it for a long, long time. So looking back, if you want to do just a quick search, just do hashtag fuck 20 and then let Google fill in the rest. And you'll see fuck 2019, fuck 2018, fuck 2017, fuck 2016 was a big one. Because that's when everybody that we felt was important decided to check out.
And then it just kind of either went down or went up. I
And
felt
I don't think it's a bad thing,
no.
if I could put rabbit ears on that. There's little fact. A mother bird, when she's building a nest, obviously a nest is not only a place to rest and sleep, but it's for protection. And so the outer layer, if you've ever seen a nest, an outer layer of a nest is twigs and rocks and sharp things to keep predators out. But the inside is leaves or wool or grass or dirt. It's soft material. And a mother bird will build that nest, lay her eggs hatch, and then as those birds get older and it's time for them to leave the nest, what the mother bird will do is start removing layers from the nest, leaving only the outward structure of the twigs and the rocks and all the sharp and uncomfortable things. And she'll do it gradually so that the birds are fine, not suddenly, but gradually, where it's like that bird is like, oh man, I can't, this hurts. And that is actually what prompts it to leave the nest. And I think once we start getting into like October, November, December, these layers of comfort, not that this has been a comfortable year, but we just start getting to the point, start getting to the point where it's, man, kind of fuck 2020 a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've realized is that 2020 is such an arbitrary number that we have assigned to it, that we all just agree. And whatever you want to think of Louis C.K., it's a hilarious bit where he's talking about how we chose to count this year what it is. And he goes, Christians won.
Yeah.
He goes, you don't believe me? What year is it? We are counting the years since this guy was born. He was like, what about all the people before? Oh no,
they were before that. So
it's
we
year
go
2.
backwards.
He's like, but I'm 30 years old. It's like, well, we go backwards from there. So it's a random year. And there's like, if you look at the Jewish calendar, it's not 2020.
It's not even December.
It's not even December. These are random, arbitrary, give it a name, give it a number so that we feel like we have some control and some parameters because that's how we best feel safe.
If you
But to
ever,
this spinning ball of rock or that spinning ball of gas, they don't care or aware anything about 2020. So who are you saying fuck 2020 to?
just
It
to
makes
make
no
yourself feel better,
sense.
I guess. But like the best
But
reality
why?
check,
That's the question. Why does it make me feel better to go fuck 2020?
it's the same
Who
thing
am I
of shouting
saying it
into the
to?
void. It's just so that you can get something out. Like there's some things that are just so like you can't control. So the only thing
Mhm.
you can control is your voice. So if you just say that out loud, you feel like you have some sort of control over it.
I
At least that's
well,
what I think.
no. I don't disagree with that. I think that you don't understanding the notion that I can't control this, but I can't control my own voice.
Mhm.
So I do that. Pam and I were talking last night. Traveler is super chill, man. But he's getting to the point where he's doing more stuff, and so it's the age of frustration, and so the frustration as the activity ascends, so does the level of frustration. And he got really frustrated because of this 18-wheeler toy that I got him that comes disconnected, and he couldn't put it back together. It's a little small peg that goes in a little small hole and connects. He couldn't do it, and he just started banging it together, and then went down and banged his head on the floor.
Ooh.
And Pam and I have been really, really diligent about not overreacting to things, and we let him know that we're there. And instantly when that happened, I, man, got hit with every emotion that, like a cocktail of emotions. Because what I saw in my 2-year-old boy is all of the things that as a 44-year-old man, I still fight against. And there's nothing, we say this a lot. I say this, Pam says, I'm sure you say this. Oh, I get that from my dad. Pam loves to do the dishes. I get that from my mom. As if it's a genetic trait, as if it is inherent to who we are. But your behavior is not the color of your eyes. It's not in your DNA. That is a learned trait that stemmed from a decision that led to a pattern, or a decision led to a choice. A choice led to a pattern led to behavior, and behavior led to character. So we go, I'm just an impatient person. No, you're not. You still have to constantly make these choices in order to basically perpetuate this version of yourself. But you can choose to be patient. It's not like I don't have that choice anymore. That choice was taken from me. You just go, I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to count to 10. I'm going to count to 10. That's choosing to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
It's not changing the color of your eyes. And so there was this thing that came up within me, and I said, Traveler, listen to me. And I don't know, it was like Mufasa came out, and it's not, I don't have control over it. But even Pam knows, she was like, you spoke to him in a different way. And I was like, that's not the way to respond. And he looked up at me and was like, I hear you, and I feel that your frustration. But we have to find a better way to express our frustration. And he changed his demeanor. And what I want for him is to not deal with it the same way that I have, because I couldn't fight. I was not physically adept. So I chose to express my frustration. My fuck 2020 was my words. And if I'm shouting into the void, the reality is I'm probably shouting that to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I'm saying fuck 2020 when I say, can I get a vanilla latte? There's just this energy that we're putting out, and people are going, yeah, fuck 2020, as opposed to bring on 2021. I'm gonna. I January 1st is always a great day. It is arbitrary, but there is a context to it that makes me feel like, dude, I'm wearing workout clothes today. There's just a difference. I feel I'm like, I want to shed off those last few layers of the nest, and I want the fuck out of this nest. I want a new one. Not because I hate this nest. If anything, I love 2020. I love it because I survived it. It could have and should have killed most of us, and it didn't. If you're listening to this, and it's either when are you going to put this up? December 31st or January 1st?
Hopefully today or tomorrow.
Let's put it up tomorrow, December 31st. If you're listening to this, you made it. You are a survivor. It didn't break you. It didn't kill you. It stretched you and it beat you the fuck up. But you made it. Grab 2020 and fuck 2020. Don't fuck 2020. Fuck 2020. Love it. Kiss it. Hold it. It taught you something. It made you better. Even if you had loss. In America, there's 300,000 people. I'll admit, dude, reading about this congressman, 41 years old, days away from being sworn in. 41. No underlying conditions. Dead. Went to the hospital December 19th. Bye. Gone. And to that I say, I knew he was mortal. We are all mortal. I refuse to live my life being afraid, petrified by death. But I will instead grab life by its ugly face at times and kiss it full on the mouth. Thank you, 2020. Thank you for reminding me that we're alive. I will never take flying for granted again. God, I miss traveling today. Today especially. Oh, when it was cold and rainy, I was like, I walked outside. We were all bundled up. And I was like, this is a Paris rain. This isn't an LA rain. This is a Paris rain. I didn't have to finish the sentence. I was like, this is just Paris. I was like, 100%.
But that was a New England storm that night.
Bro, right?
I was helping my friend like pack up before she was moving, and like we were just hanging out and we thought we heard like someone move a like a like a big chest or something, and it's like, oh, that's probably nothing. And then all of a sudden just the crack of thunder.
Dude, it woke me up and I was like, I was in dad mode. I went full on. I was like, I hung up the Christmas lights this year and I've never done it before. They're janky, as you can tell. Like, I did that. But I was like, I mean, that the power strip that's out there says that it's weatherproof, but what if it's not? What if rain gets in that? And what if it sparks? And what if it burns the house down? How would I get? And so I was up for like an hour. And then the worst part is I wake up and I was like, I got to check the house. Like, I'm at that point in my life where I'm going and I'm like checking making sure the stove's off and the oven's off and locking the doors again, all that shit. And I walk past Traveler's room and there's this light. I was like emitting from it. I was like, oh my God, did his light come on? Because they're all programmed by that robotic bitch. And I was like, oh man, did his lights come on? And I got him these. He loves stars. He loves looking up at stars. And I got him this blue, like it tosses like a galaxy up in his room. I walk in, and it was like that GIF of Hugh Jackman from The Fountain. It's just like I was like, oh my God! And it's so bright. And I was like, oh, I gotta turn this off. And it's like a blue laser to shoot me in the eyes. I'm like, ah. And so I'm like that scene, the last scene in Tron, where he's like holding up the disc and he's like shooting up for the users, and I'm trying to push the button to turn it off, and I just like press a button and I'm like, you're the loudest thing ever. It's like, and it switches pattern, and finally it turned, and I just unplug it. And from behind me, I hear this little two-year-old voice go, oh no, it's dark. And I went, oh, hey, buddy. I was like, yeah, I wanted to turn this off. He was like, where are my blue stars? I went, I'm going to turn them on right now. And he goes, Daddy doesn't leave my room. I was like, okay. He goes,
Oh.
Daddy stays for 2 minutes, and he holds up two like this. And I was like, okay. And so he was awake. I was like, oh, dude, if we're gonna be awake, it's like you and I are gonna watch something on TV together. I don't know what we're gonna do until you decide to fall asleep. But
You should have just taken him to watch the storm. I'm a 22-year-old man, and I at midnight went up to my roof and just watched.
oh, dude, I should have done that.
It is.
I will admit, man, we haven't had a rain in like since March
been
or
months, yeah.
April. So it's been a hot fucking minute since we had a good, and we haven't had a thunderstorm. I mean, dude, in years. I haven't heard thunder echoing through the valley. Ugh, woof, so good. But there is
felt
still
like
that
something
little bit of
else.
that kid in me that whenever it's like a big crack of thunder, you go, and it reminds us that we're all still children. I am to wrap this up because we could just keep going on and on. There's a lot of like things that we could talk about that's happened this year. It would the compendium of events that have transpired this entire calendar year is truly, it's staggering. And I say staggering because it catches me. I'm like, that was this year. That was this year.
I have I did some notes
Go for
before
it.
this.
I wanna hear you.
Producing, some may say, but I compiled a list of like things that came out, like streaming services, movies, hardware.
Quibi came and went.
I was going to say, here's the question for you: what's the biggest loser and biggest winner of this year?
I would say Zoom is probably the biggest winner.
And the biggest loser is Quibi. That's literally on my notes. You
Did I
won
get
the
it?
game that I was going to do later.
On to the bonus round.
Bonus round. What's the middling? Us. We survived it.
We survived.
Yeah.
We're at the top of the list.
But Quibi is one of my favorite stories where it's just like they were so prepared and they said, we know what people want. Your phone, you want to watch videos vertically, never before seen. And then everyone got stuck at home and there's like, this virus screwed us.
Do you think that
Wasn't
that's
the
what it was
idea.
that killed Quibi? Do you think that honestly people would have been like, because look,
No, it's a dumb idea to start
it's a
with.
dumb idea. Even
Yeah.
Instagram TV.
Mhm.
Like, why didn't they look at that and go, "Ooh, hold on, maybe we should roll this back. Maybe this isn't the greatest idea ever." I look at it like this: GTA.
Mhm.
We want to
Like 7
like
years old.
if you watched Vice City and you could figure out how to fly in that plane,
Mhm.
you were gods. And then they gave you a plane. It's like, yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's fun. It's great. Thank you. But what I really want to do is I want to figure out how to break it. And that to me was like Quibi was like, yeah, I watched a lot of stuff on my phone, but I don't want to watch TV. It's
Yeah.
like your parents coming in and being like, hey guys, you want to dance? I'm like, never. Never do I want to do that. Don't make this thing cool. Just let me do what I want to do on it.
I think the biggest down, they had like interesting ideas with it. Like they had Sam Raimi come and like make The Golden Arm, which was like a horror series.
Yeah.
But the biggest downfall is like you couldn't connect it to your TV. So like even when you're stuck at home, you could literally be watching it and see the TV in the background being like, I could be watching something on there right now.
Yeah, I think that was a lot. Like, obviously, video podcast shot through the roof. There was something like 750,000 new
There was like
podcasts.
200% increase of like
Increase?
podcast, but lower people listening because that makes sense. No one's commuting.
But I also think that, like, I do a lot of stuff. Like, I'll listen to podcasts and stuff just in my kitchen while I'm cooking. Ham and cheese egg dippers, huge hit. Ham and cheese egg dippers. Took 15 minutes to make, maybe total.
Oh, that's perfect.
Chicken pot pie biscuits.
Ooh. But what do
20
you
minutes to
listen?
make.
What is your go-to podcast while making something? Is it something that you have to, that is just kind of like voices in the background where you can still focus on it?
No, like I'll either catch up on news, which is all right, what happened? And when I say news, what I mean is like all right, I have enjoyed having to search for what Trump is doing, as opposed to it being like
Just thrown in your
this is the
face.
shit he's doing today. It's like, I wonder what that crazy neighbor of mine is up to today.
You're just peering over the fence and like, I
Yeah,
don't need to
it's
see
like-
that.
I've enjoyed the fact that by and large, politics has been boring the last couple weeks.
It's been surprising
I'm loving it. It's like, oh, there's
Well,
other
up until like
shit
right
in
now.
this world for me to be concerned with, or at least focused on, than this. It's been a great break. But I think that there's probably a lot of people that have felt like, now what do I do? My entire purpose has been
Please go
fighting
find something
this.
else, anything else.
Find anything else. There's so much stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about this forthcoming year. What will be tomorrow?
Don't talk about that because I want to make that into a separate podcast.
Oh, then I could do a button. Oh, my challenge to everyone, if you're listening to this, it's easy to say fuck 2020, but I really just want to encourage everyone to look back and go, I lost this. This terrible thing happened, but I'm here. I made it. I went through it. I've been telling so many people I'm really going through a hard time. It's like, great, then you understand the fundamental mechanics of this. You start from here and you move to here. That's what you're doing. You're going through, from your perspective, starting here, going to here. Always move from left to right.
I mean,
You're
it's a
going
year
through it.
It's a year of ups and downs. Like that's how I've always thought of it. Like you can focus on the negatives, but there was positives in this year.
But you can't go up without the down, baby.
Yeah.
You need that. And we want that. A great story has a little bit of comedy, a little bit of drama, a little bit of triumph, a little bit of tragedy. That's a good story. And this year has been a chapter in your story, my story. We're just writing our story. But the reality is, you get to title, I get to title this chapter. And I refuse to let the chapter title of this year be fuck 2020. It could be fuck you 2020. Because you tried to beat me and you didn't win. But you taught me. This year has not been our enemy. It has been our friend. It has taught me so much. This year, I chose to walk away from something that I spent 3 years building because I believed that I could do something different that could have real impact. And the majority of my social interaction has been watching these multiple threads on Twitter between everyone in the Relator community, dreaming, laughing, planning, supporting. I'm like, that alone is worth it. The things that we have created together this year, the movie nights, the inside jokes, the great hangs that we've had.
We've created a community.
We've created a community and given it not just content, but a purpose. That to me is worth it. It was scary, man. You remember, June 1st was scary. I went to a dark place for a month. For a month, you were just like, anybody in there?
Yeah. It was.
I wanted to walk away from all of this. And games are what teach me a lot of stuff. Is like, after everything we've been through, it can't be for nothing. All right. I refuse to let this, what can I learn from this? Well, what you want to learn is that nobody gives a shit about your content. What they care about is giving them a platform for them to be able to create and for them to be able to commune. That's really what they want. I can't give content like Jacksepticeye or Markiplier. I can't give content like that. They are too good at that. I can't do that, but I can do this. I can help people realize that they're storytellers and give them opportunities to tell their stories. That's what we did this year. And that's what we're going to keep doing next year. That's a button.
There you go.
That's a button.
Don't say
So,
anything else. Ending it right here.
No, end on that. I will take this opportunity to say that I am exceedingly grateful for you
Oh, I think.
and the amount of hard work that you have consistently put in, and it's not been easy, man. So I'm very grateful to
Well,
you.
I would like to take this chance to say thank you for taking a chance on me,
Oh yeah, man.
or however that song goes. But I was literally just like college graduate. I was a college intern when you met me,
Yeah,
where it's just like I'm here to do whatever, and had no skills to the point that surprised you from my memory.
yeah.
Where it's just like, wait, you don't know anything.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
But
You never say no.
yeah, I'm happy to do anything
Yeah,
because
like,
that is
okay.
just a way to learn.
Yes.
And it's like you'll never succeed if you don't try. And there's been a lot of failing for me specifically in this year of attempting to do something and it just hasn't worked out, or just like it's not the direction that someone wanted, but I learned from it.
Yeah.
And it is always in the case of getting better. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it's failing upwards, but it's failing to learn. And no one ever wants to like set out to fail.
I do. I do now. I was like, all right, how can I fuck this up so I can learn from it and do it better? I know that I'm not going to get it right my first time. I know that I'm not going to get it right. But what have I done? Failing upward is a great notion. Learning to fail is great.
But
Trying
no
to
one's
fail.
setting out to fail. Like you always have the idea of like, well, I want this to succeed. Otherwise, you're sabotaging yourself, right?
Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Nobody makes their first jump. I love that. I love that. They put it in the game where it's like you're not going to make your first jump. Nobody makes their first jump. Neo. Everybody follows their first jump. Okay, then what? That didn't keep him from being the one. He fell hard.
Yeah. And then he dodged the bullets.
And then he dodged the bullets. We're going to watch that over again. It'll be an annual watching party.
That's what I remember from that movie.
That's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah.
He dodged the bullets. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, good one. Great.
Really good
They
noodles.
made sequels?
There were sequels. I will fight anybody that says it. To everyone who's watching, regardless of the time, thank you for your continued support, your commitment, your patience, and just continually showing up and giving us a reason to keep doing this. Thank you for learning how to tell your story. Thank you for being relators. So,
That's about it for us. See you next year.
see you in 2021. Big fat kiss on the mouth, 2021.
Maybe tongue. Still coronavirus.
tongue.
No tongue. Wear a mask.